It has just gone 8 o'clock on Monday morning, and you're watching A View from the House, coming to you live from the SABC studios in Parliament. Good morning and welcome. My name is Lukhanyo Khalada. It's Constituency Day, and most members of Parliament are in their respective constituencies, hopefully taking care of matters affecting their communities. Now, with very little activity taking place in Parliament, it gives us time to take stock of some of the debates which took place earlier last week. Now, on Thursday last week, the nation celebrated Women's Day. Women's Day marked the 56th anniversary of the heroic 1956 march of 20,000 women on the Union buildings in Pretoria. On that day, women, led by, among others, Charlotte Maxeke and Helen Josephs, delivered a memorandum to then Prime Minister J.G. Strydom in protest against the pass laws. In recognition of the struggles waged by women, on Wednesday last week, the two houses of Parliament held a joint debate under the theme Mainstreaming Gender Equality in All Sectors of the South African Society. The debate was led by the Minister of Women, Children and People with Disabilities, Ms. Lulu Qingwana.
In keeping with the vision of Charlotte Maxeke and the 1956 generation, I can state without any fear of contradiction that as a country and government, we have registered significant progress in the promotion of women empowerment and gender equality. An array of measures introduced since 1994 to promote women empowerment and uphold gender equality have drastically improved the position and conditions of women in our country. Today, women occupy influential positions in government and play an important role in decision-making processes. The living conditions of the majority of ordinary women have undergone significant quantitative and qualitative change. Women now have access to housing, water, electricity, education, social services, healthcare, and other services. Xa uhamba ngapha emakhaya, usuka eMonti ubheka eMthatha, ebusuku ugqitha ezilalini kulayitile. Ungaze ucinga uba ugqitha ezidolophini ezininzi, kanti zilali eziya ngoba lo rhulumente uzilayitile, uzisile imibani, uwazisile amanzi. Omama abasahambi indlela ende beyotheza inyanda zenkuni. Omama abasahambi indlela ende beyofuna amanzi ngenxa karhulumente kaKhongolose.
Minister Qingwana said women continue to be marginalized and discriminated against in terms of economic opportunities, the labor market, as well as access to land, credit and finance.
It is disheartening that in this day and age, there are still companies that have a 0% women representation as directors and executive managers. According to the Business Women Association census, women are clearly in the minority amongst their male counterparts in leadership positions in the private sector. Women hold only 4.4% of CEO or MD positions, 5.3% of chairperson positions, and 15.8% of all directorships. The same report indicates that in the public service, women hold 35% of all SMS positions. This parliament, of course, thanks to the African National Congress commitment, has 44% women members of parliament. And our cabinet has 43% women cabinet ministers.
Minister Lulu Qingwana also highlighted the plight of rural women. She said the rural profile of this country continues to be one of female-headed households, growing poverty, human rights abuses, increased gender-based violence, unemployment, as well as a high prevalence of HIV and AIDS.
Rural women make up more than a quarter of the world's population. They contribute to the well-being of their families and the development of rural economies. Because of their central role in food production, and food security, more attention must be paid on empowering rural women if we want to sustain rural economies and contribute towards sustainable livelihoods in rural communities. Working together with the Department of Land Reform and Rural Development, we want to facilitate women's access to land. We are determined to ensure that women, including women with disabilities, become the main beneficiaries of land reform programs. This is because the challenge of rural development, food security, and land reform affects women disproportionately. Together, we have a responsibility to ensure gender equality and women empowerment in the countryside. As a department, we are encouraged by the almost universal opposition to the Traditional Courts Bill. As a result of the relentless and unequivocal position adopted by women, this bill will certainly not see the light of day in its current form.
It's time for a break. When we return, we will bring you more views from members of Parliament who celebrated Women's Day. Don't go away.